Follow Up Podcast. We back for another episode. Shout out to everybody who listened to the last one with Vontae, Jaden. Heated debate was on that one. Appreciate everybody who tuned into that. We got a special guest with me today. Go by the name Vin Chilz. How you doing, man? What's up?
Good, man. How you feeling?
I'm cool. This was definitely one of the ones that timing, man. Like every time we try to do this shit, something came up, or like any game came out, or some everything happened. So this is definitely probably like a year in the making. You know what I'm saying? So
yes, sir.
Definitely appreciate you being able to take some time out to kick it with me for this episode.
Hey, my pleasure. Thank you for having me.
No problem, man. First time I met you was I was with Solo. You know what I'm saying? You got pulled up. I had heard the music already. I just never had met you and shit like that. And he started doing videos for you. And that's, to be honest, I think that's when the buzz started to happen around the city, when you start doing visuals with him. So real quick, can you tell us a little bit how you started rapping?
Yeah, I started out writing poems in like the 3rd grade. I was writing love letters to girls, and I started writing them for other people. So it started out as just love, and then I turned it into rap music. So it just went from there.
Yeah, for sure. Are you originally from Peoria?
No, I'm originally from Georgia.
Yeah, that's right.
Atlanta, Georgia, more like the suburbs, though.
Yeah. So what's that transition like, moving to Peoria from there?
It was different. It still is different, but I've adjusted for the most part now. Came up here to finish school and help take care of my grandpa, so.
Okay, that's dope. When did you move here?
Ooh, like late, it was September of 2015 or 16, one of those.
So you was already in the music?
Yeah, I've been here for like 2-3 years now.
So what's that transition like, from the Atlanta sound to coming to a small town, Peoria, from that, still making music, trying to acclimate yourself to what we do here?
Real. So I know I had to kind of like just step back for a minute and really like just insert myself here to see what was going on here on the music scale, and just getting to see what artists there was out here, and basically just peeping like the whole scene out before I really made any type of moves.
Yeah. Did you think we had a lot of talent out here, or was it one of those you just gotta, because we got a lot of talent, we got a lot of trash too, so did you have to figure out how you was gonna move when you selecting who to work with and stuff like that?
I'm willing to work with anybody. I mean, like, I feel like there's definitely a lot of talent, and then even in the artists that some people may not see as like the best, I feel like they still have something that brings something to the music scene that's different.
Right.
Whether it's their lyrics or their sound or anything.
Yeah. So speaking of the style, like, describe yours. Like, where did it come from? What artists did you listen to growing up that, you know what I'm saying, gave us what we have now? Because you're definitely one of the most unique artists we have. You're definitely not a typical local artist that we have.
Appreciate it. I have to say my style was influenced a lot by Eminem growing up. My uncle, he constantly played Eminem, so that was like one of like the first major artists that I started like mimicking. And then it went to Kanye West. The first song that I fell in love with Kanye West by, besides Diamonds from Sierra Leone, was Gold Digger.
Yeah.
Because I actually performed that song for my 4-H club in the 5th grade. So that was very fun. Of course, Kendrick Lamar and J. Cole, and then Jay-Z. Yeah.
Definitely, that's a good mix. You know what I'm saying? Besides, I don't like Eminem like that. I ain't gonna hold you. I don't fuck with Eminem.
Hey,
as of late. His last couple projects, I'm like, nah, man, it ain't it for me. But so, when you take all those artists, all dope artists, you know what I'm saying, into a melting pot to create your style, what was the feedback like when you first started making the music? Where did the confidence come from to actually publicly drop the music?
Confidence came from me just not even really working on the project, but just recording music. And then like initially, I was just recording on my phone, and then I would just send it to my friends that was making music. And I gotta say a shout out to my boy SK, because honestly, he was the first person who actually put me in the studio. It wasn't like a real big studio, more like in the closet recording, but like that was the first time I was able to like really like hear myself.
Yeah, when would you say that was? What age?
On my 18th birthday.
18? Okay, so you was a late bloomer.
Facts.
But was it like natural, or did you feel like Did any point in that time it's like, nah, this ain't for me? Or
It was natural. Honestly, when I got to hear myself, I was like, yeah.
Yeah, that was it for you. Do you write, or
All right.
you write? You know, some people they do the Jay-Z shit, punch in, punch out.
I mean, I could do that, but
Yeah,
right now in my career, I'm focusing on just writing. I feel like later on down the line, that'll definitely be something I do because I won't have to really pay for studio time like that. Like I actually had a read off. Just let me get 10 hours. I can just sit in the studio and just do me.
but I mean, your style, like you very in depth. You know what I'm saying, with words and being creative and stuff. Like even the music video you did where you just on the bike riding. How long that take?
That took like
That's some difficult shit to do.
hour and a half, 2 hours.
Damn, like I feel bad for whoever was recording.
Hey, he was having
That was
fun.
here, wasn't it?
It was here.
Yeah, it was that downtown. Well, like campus town area type thing.
Right there through the alley by Bradley.
Damn. So what's that like? Cause you a Bradley student
ICC
or
student.
ICC. We feel like you go to Bradley.
Facts.
That's what every time I see you talk solo, it's Bradley.
Facts.
But like, so what's that like? You got the college students, ICC and Bradley. You know what I'm saying? And you can play your music there, test the waters there with those type of parties. What's that like?
I enjoy it. I mean, at first, a lot of people, when they hear it, they just sit there like very quietly and just like, they just listen. And they don't really say too much, but I mean, like, as long as you ain't saying nothing bad, I feel like it must be good. If you got something bad, just let me know. I mean, I'm fine with criticism. That's how I grow.
Yeah. Cause I think that's a lane that's kind of untapped with a lot of our artists is, you know, the Bradley. I mean, Bradley don't want Peoria around anyway, but that market, that ICC market, you know what I'm saying, with kids coming from all over the country to those places. I don't think we exercise that enough. You know what I'm saying? We one of the few that do. So that's definitely dope right there. What? How did you meet Solo?
I met Solo by just following mad people from Peoria on Facebook. And then actually my cousin Jamarcus, he had told me how Solo shoot videos. So like I was just adding people just randomly, just add, just to like insert myself into Peoria. And then I actually hit him up, ended up working out a little deal with him, and then kind of like just went from there.
Yeah, sure. Cause how many videos you got? Like what? What?
Three
videos with him. Is that? Did you see the impact after you shot those, and you know what I'm saying, getting more noticed around Peoria?
Definitely. The first one was Mary Jane Habits, and I feel like that kind of like, matter of fact, I actually did the interview first because I wanted to go about it like a more professional route. So I'm like, let me tell y'all who I am first before I tell you who I am through my music. Just want them to get a sec to know me as a person. So I did that, and then we did Mary Jane Habits. And Mary Jane Habits is just one of those of someone that I used to be. Cause like, I used to get blow all day, every day. I used to be a completely different person. At the same time, Mary Jane Habits, it has a hidden message through the video. It's like, if you're looking closely in the shirt, I am Mary Jane. So it's like, I'm the one who's being smoked. My words are being smoked.
And then
I am the drug.
Was that the song you played when I had met you in the car?
That was
in campus town. Mind Control. Yeah, because he was shooting. I missed that video. I was supposed to go to that one too.
For real.
Yeah, because you had played it. I think you played it like twice. Yeah, that shit was cold too.
Preach.
And obviously that's before Focus. Like I think like what, a year or two.
Definitely.
Or a year and a half before Focus. So like from that point to Focus, what made you feel you got better through that time?
What made me feel like I got better was that I didn't even know I was working on a project. I was just recording. And then even before I moved up here, I already had a lot of music already ready to go. And I just recorded more when I got here. Then to the time where I went back home for a quick visit, recorded more. So I was just sitting on music, didn't even plan on dropping the project because I didn't feel like I was ready. But I just had people that was in my corner that were just pushing me to just make it happen. So I was like, I did it. And then what really woke me up is when I had somebody tell me, basically they kind of forgot who I was. So I was like, okay. It's time to put the pedal to the metal.
For sure. And then, like, even with Focus, like, to me, that's a complete project. Like, you know, some people just, it sounds like they're just putting shit together, you know what I'm saying? I definitely feel like you took your time with how you even just the order of the songs and things of that nature. And to even, you put it on iTunes, Tidal, and all that. Like, what's that step like? Because we don't have a lot of people here who are at that stage yet where they're trying to monetize and get paid off their music.
Real. Well, to create the project, it actually took me like 2 to 4 years. All those songs have like some weight on them.
Yeah.
And me just putting them on all the social media platforms, well, major platforms musically, that was honestly just people just reaching out to me through text messages, because I would just be sending them this song or that song. And it's like, yo, we need to put this on blase, blase, blah. So they'll just be sending me links like CD Baby or what's another one? All I can really think of right now. And that's the one I actually went through.
Yeah. So with Focus, like, obviously, you know, we're gonna play Hell's Gate at the end of this, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. You sent me No Cake mad long ago, you know what I'm saying? Before, I don't even think you even had the project yet, but you already had sent that. What's in your opinion, what's a single for you? Like, when did you know, like, this is the song I want on the radio, or this is the song I'm gonna push?
I know it's one for the radio, or one that's it when I don't like it. Because I didn't like No Cake at all when I made it, but everybody else loved it, and I did not understand why. I was like, it's cool, I ain't really, not really saying too much. It makes sense, but I don't feel like I'm really saying nothing. But people was loving it, and then I actually performed it for the first time in Peoria. They were still loving it, so I was like, hey, this is what they like, I'm gonna give it to them.
Yeah. And it's in rotation on 90.7, so
Really?
You know what I'm saying? People fucking with it for sure with that. So where did you perform that at first?
In Peoria?
Yeah.
First time I performed it in Peoria was Dakota Savage.
Yeah.
Party. Yep.
Yeah, I was there. Yeah, we was playing pool and shit.
Facts.
Getting killed by the white girls.
Yeah.
They killed us.
Sir.
Yeah. But you did perform that there. You wasn't even supposed to perform. You just were you supposed to, or did Dakota just hit you up and was like, hey, just come on stage and perform some shit?
That was actually before we was playing pool. That was over on what was that spot called? Because they don't even do shows there no more.
Oh yeah, it was twice. Rail.
Yes.
Yep.
It was at the Rail. And actually, Odessa Harris was the one who hit me up. He wanted me to perform on his set.
Yeah. You did perform there, and then you performed. So what did you perform at Dakota show?
I performed No Cake.
Yeah,
on that one too.
Both. Yeah.
Yeah.
What's that relationship like with D Harris? You know what I'm saying? Obviously, he ain't dropped the song yet, but y'all got a song. You know what I'm saying? I work with him, so he definitely be talking about it. So what's that relationship like?
Man, it's good. I mean, it's nothing but good vibes. I actually met him through Solo's music page. I just going through watching everybody's videos, and he was actually the first artist that I actually like hit up, just like on some real wanting to work. And like we have a good relationship. I talk to him a lot. Always kicking it, always listening to music, trying to make something happen, planning, scheming.
Yeah. So you just go on Solo page and actually go down all the music he puts on there to figure out what's the pulse of the scene and what you want to do.
Before I even shot with him, I was already, and my cousin had told me about him. I actually started looking at his stuff. I literally watched almost every single video from beginning to end.
Right.
Cause just watching the growth that he had as a videographer, it's like Solo's really came a long way. And he's still coming a long way, even like myself. Yeah,
and that's where I believe, in my opinion, I think that's where your creativity really came out. You know what I'm saying? Because Solo, you know what I'm saying, he continues to get better, which helped him produce with your vision. You know what I'm saying? Because you got some of the best videos on there, creative-wise, because you're not just, I'm just going to stand here, do 4 or 5 set scenes with 10 niggas behind me. You know what I'm saying? You ain't doing none of that. So you definitely trying to think outside the box. And do you feel that's like going to help you get noticed on a more major scale than just locally?
definitely. I feel like I definitely have something different to offer to the table. And I feel like whoever is the person that really notices me is going to be the person that really, like, gives me that push that I need. I don't know who it may be, but I'm just waiting for that right person to find me.
Yeah. I think your video-wise, I think you in that Jonah Lucas lane. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Not necessarily, you know what I'm saying, the type of videos he make,
Yeah.
but as far as every time he drop a video, we know it's different.
For real.
You know what I'm saying? Ain't none of the shit you do the same. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing repetitive in your process. So what's your take on the city overall, artist-wise?
Man, Peoria it's a nice city. I mean, I've listened to a lot of artists here, and I feel like everybody, like, I definitely respect everybody's hustle. Like, definitely. Because it takes a lot of courage and confidence to put your music out there publicly where people can love it or hate it and criticize it and do everything about it. So, I mean, like, at the end of the day, if you doing the music, I respect you. I mean, you a businessman right now, so I respect that. I can't do nothing but respect it.
Yeah, even if they get mad, because it's a lot of artists, you know, they get mad at me.
Really?
You know what I'm saying? All the time. But, like, obviously every year, you know what I'm saying, you with the top 10 this year, what was it, like 25?
I'm right.
Yeah, I think you got top 25
Okay.
on there. Oh, well, not this year, last year. You know what I'm saying, for sure. But you definitely one of the artists that we continue to talk about with the improvement. And then with Focus, I mean, that's one of the best projects, you know what I'm saying, for sure. That's came out of Peoria. Do you think it got obviously, it's, you know what I'm saying, you still promote, still pushing out. But do you think it got the proper response when it first came out that you expected?
Yes and no. I mean, still looking for more. Pretty sure it'll come over time. I don't feel like it really stuck with a lot of people yet. But I mean, I feel like Focus is one of those projects that actually takes you to focus when you listen to it. You can't just skim through it and just listen to it one time. You gotta actually listen to it a few times to actually gather the message and actually understand what I'm getting at. And even with the whole lineup process, you gotta listen to it. You gotta focus.
Do you think that's difficult in this day and age when you think about the type of music a lot of people are listening to? You know what I'm saying? Just not even locally, but just on the main scale. You think it's difficult for people's attention spans to lock in on the project instead of just picking songs?
For me, I'm gonna say no, because I feel like if you're meant to listen to my music, then you're gonna listen to it. And that's where the true fans or your core fan base comes in. And eventually, my core fan group is gonna get everybody else to start listening to it. I just want it to happen naturally, organically.
Yeah, I don't feel you rushed. You know what I'm saying? I'll say that. Like, I don't feel like you think this is like end all be all. Like, I gotta be on by the end of this year. You know what I'm saying? I think you love making music where if you never make it like on the scale of like Kendrick Lamar and J. Cole, I think you'll be fine because it's something you love to do.
Yes.
You know,
And shout out Nipsey Hussle.
Yeah, for sure.
Nipsey Hussle. This is not a race, it's a marathon.
For real. So where does that like passion for music, you know what I'm saying, naturally? Was that like something that was instilled with you from birth? Like your parents playing music all around the house and that's just what you fell into or what?
The love for music, it just came, man, that's a great question. It honestly just came from like me just experiencing life and then just growing up and then just witnessing things that would be going on in the news or on TV, and it really even just cartoons or even like people that was younger than me. Like I gained so much musically by just the environment of people around me and just everything. Like if it wasn't for the world that we live on or the people I'm surrounded by, like I wouldn't be able to do any of it. I wouldn't have nothing to talk about.
So you pretty much grab from your experiences and your surroundings, things of that nature. So how important is it to, you know what I'm saying, try to make sure your lifestyle, you know what I'm saying, is something that you can grab from? Like how important is your environment to you on a mental?
When you don't have something to grab from through your environment, you end up grabbing from something that you're not really. And it's easy to fall into that area because that's a dark place and it's easy to get stuck there.
Yeah, the sunken place.
Yeah.
Pretty much, for sure. Because I definitely hear that in the music, though. You know what I mean? It's not, I think you're one of the most honest artists that I've heard, you know what I'm saying, from the city, where it's just not trying to be something you're not, for sure. But also, you're not portraying a lifestyle that if you made it, you know what I'm saying, you wouldn't have. You know what I'm saying? I don't think if you made it, you would do a lot of switching things up. You know what I'm saying?
If I'm going to be on, I want to be on where I can still be me. Because, I mean, that's all I know how to do. And because I feel like if I am trying to be somebody, I'm not anybody better call me out on it because, I mean, this is who I am.
Yeah.
I'm just a chill, relaxed person. I just like to have a good time. And, like, the only way you can lead by example is by being the example.
Right.
By just being you. You don't want to give a false image. That's how you get called a false prophet and everything else. So, I mean, I tried to stay true as much as possible.
And that's just like that self-discipline, you know what I'm saying, from the morals and values of how you grew up, which resembles in the music. You know what I'm saying? I definitely, you're well thought, you know what I'm saying, artist. And that shows, you know what I'm saying, just with how you move throughout the city. You're not all over the place. I mean, you want to work with everybody, but it's not like you on everybody's song, you know what I'm saying, moving around just, hey, I want to have on this, you know what I'm saying, just doing anything. So what's some of the artists that reached out to you, you know what I'm saying, throughout the city that wanted to work with you?
Some artists that reached out to me was, excuse me.
Yeah, all right.
The first artist that I actually linked up with was Lamar Trace. My cousin.
We just need him to get back in the booth.
X. I'm waiting on
Taking forever.
Yes. Yeah, my cousin had told me about him. He was actually playing his music. I was in the car with him and stuff. I was like, damn, who is this? Why, this sound like Mick Jenkins. And he's like, this is Lamar Trace. I was like, who is that? He's like, cuz, I gotta plug you in.
Yeah.
I was like, bro, please do. This is somebody I would want to work with. And we didn't work on the music or anything. We honestly just got to just know each other. Just chopped it up and just talked about life and everything. And that's actually what led to me meeting Polo Boy. He just so happened to be there at that time. So it was nice getting to meet him as well for the first time. Then from there, I met with Odessa. And we linked up a few times before we even really worked on any music. Same thing, just got to know each other a little bit, just to like peep the vibe. And then same thing with Dakota Savage. Yeah, we just linked up just to kick it, just to talk.
And you think that's what, because I haven't heard the song You and Odessa got yet. I ain't heard it. I actually need to tell him just to send it to me so I can hear it, but because I'm going to be doing an episode with him soon too. But do you think linking up with all these artists, just talking, becoming friends, you know what I'm saying, get to know each other, camaraderie, do you think that's going to translate to the music being great? Obviously, you know with Odessa, I ain't heard it yet, but what's that like when you actually do get in the studio with them and it's just organic?
I feel like that's when the creativity really comes into play versus you just working with somebody to gain some clout or not even caring to know them. You just want a song with them because people know. Like, no, that's not where the best work comes from. It comes from you actually getting to know the person personally, even beyond music. So when that music comes, it just, everything kind of like just falls into place.
Yeah. And you saying the song y'all got is the anthem of the summer.
Yeah.
That's what he said. So you agree with him?
I got to, most definitely.
Song of the summer, all right.
Most definitely.
I'm excited to hear it, man. I'm definitely excited to see what y'all got in store. You got any, real quick, before we even get into that, the animation song was dope. You know what I'm saying? That was different. You see it done, you know what I'm saying, by the mainstream people, but we ain't never seen nobody do that shit around here, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So what was that process like, creating that, you know what I'm saying? How difficult is that to even do, you know what I'm saying?
Man, that was a process. I swear, it took about like 6 to 8 months.
Damn.
Yeah, it was definitely a process. Cause actually, shout out Lady Rose. She's actually the one who plugged me with the animator who was actually able to bring my vision to light. Because I was just gonna shoot as like a regular music video at first, but I was like, I want to do something different. That's why I never moved on it, because I knew like that song really meant a lot to me. It still does, always will. Like I feel like that was my most creative song, where I was just telling like a little kid story. And yes, it was a process. It was definitely a process.
6 to 8 months.
Yeah.
So what he had to what?
She.
Oh, it was a girl who did. Okay,
Yes.
so she had to. Was this like someone from here or?
Bradley.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, somebody there. She know how to do that shit.
Mm-hmm. Sierra Doss. Shout out Sierra Doss. If you watch the video, her name is right there on the back of the TV on the very beginning. So hit her up. She can do the same thing for you, if not better.
Dang, and like, so did she? Like, were you with her when she was creating some of the scenes of it? Or
We would link up periodically. She would just give me like a few updates. So I gave her like my own ideas, and she incorporated her own.
Yeah.
It's just like getting a tattoo.
Yeah.
You give the tattoo artist the picture that you want, but he still makes his little tweaks around it.
Yeah. So did she? What? So did she just like draw like every? Cause I'm just going back to like when we watched Cartoon Network, and then they had, like, you know, they had the little behind the scenes shit where they creating everything, and they're like every little inch of movement they're creating that as a new like sketch. She had to do that for everything, every word.
Yes.
Damn.
That's tough.
She gonna make some money doing that.
Yeah, she the GOAT. She is the GOAT.
Damn. So like, what went behind you giving her the idea of the storyline of the video?
What went behind it was honestly the song. Like, the song was the guide itself. But at the same time, I still wrote out like a script and everything. And then even, what's the word for it? Like, characters or like just images to kind of go off of to help her like create the people that would be inside the video. I even pulled 2 family members inside of it as well.
Yeah. That definitely was dope, man. That's I mean, I'm gonna plug that in the description box as well for the episode so people can check it out. But that definitely is one of the dope ones that I saw video wise. Like I said, everything you do is different, you know what I'm saying? Interested to see what you're gonna do next. I'm assuming you and Odessa gonna shoot a video for y'all song. You know what I'm saying? He be talking about that shit, so he trying to get a whole bunch of cars and shit, something like that for his video.
It's gonna be lit.
But who would you say currently right now? What's playing in your car when you get in the car? What you listening
Playing
to?
in the car?
Yeah, what you listening to?
Honestly, Jay-Z, Big Pun, Kendrick, J. Cole, and then a little bit of everything besides that. Like, I still bump OG Mako. I'm still listening
I ain't
to
heard
Travis
that name
Porter.
in forever.
Yeah.
Damn. Travis Porter, OG Mako.
Rich Kids too.
Damn.
I'm bumping myself too.
Yeah.
I'm listening to that new Lady Rose that hasn't even came out yet.
So, damn. I ain't heard some of them names in forever. And you going, but so you more of a, like the throwback joints, the classic joints, you know what I'm saying? Even though Hov, you know what I'm saying, still active. That's the GOAT to me, my favorite rapper.
Okay.
But even though he's still active, you kind of go back to those guys.
Yes.
How they made you feel when you first heard them, type thing. And you still currently pull from them, even though, you know what I'm saying, the
Most
music
definitely.
isn't like new.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm even starting to listen to more like even older like R&B music, like well, Anthony Hamilton ain't that old, but yeah, even artists like that as well. And I'm even starting to realize where a lot of samples is coming from by listening to this older music. I can't even give you most of the artists' names off the top because I really just go to iTunes and I just put in like 80s music or whatever, and it just gives me a whole playlist. I just listen to. I'm like, dang, this sample came from so and so song. I didn't even know that.
Yeah, I mean 80s, maybe, mostly 80s, maybe some 90s. All that sample, like in the 2000s where the soul samples came from, all that shit came from the 80s down there. Kanye, Just Blaze, that's all he did was sample. He built his career off sampling. So they definitely was pulling from there, you know what I'm saying? Hell, hip hop started from sampling disco shit.
Real.
You know what I'm saying? So what's that like? So you a historian of hip hop.
Mm-hmm.
So do you like the direction hip hop is right now versus some of those artists you listening to when it was their time?
I'm gonna say yes, and the reason why I say yes because it's getting beyond hip hop. Like, example, I don't really understand the term of mumble rap, but mumble rap is its own genre itself now. Just like screamo rap is kind of like its own genre. And like I like where it's going because it's developing more past even the lyrics. It's starting to transition into the sound. So it's like people, they're like, okay, yeah, your lyrics are cool, but what's the sound? What's something I can take with me where I can like kind of like mimic a little bit? That's kind of like why I like Eminem, because how much he would change his voice and made himself sound like 3, 4, 5 different people.
Yeah.
So I feel like, honestly, most of this new generation, without even really knowing it, they're kind of biting off Eminem more than they really know. But they're just doing it in their own way.
Yeah, I can see it. That sound like Eminem. I definitely see it. I like early shit. So it's just his later stuff. Basically because I say how I always say, like I like my rappers when they age, I like their music to age with them. You know what I'm saying? To like, with Hov, we know every period of his life when he drop an album, we know where he at. And it just is mature. I wish he would do that because he said Revival was supposed to be his 444. So in my mind, I'm like, all right, he finna like, just cut all we get, the dictionary shit. And he just finna break down what he been doing the last 5 years, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
On that level where we know him, like he used to do. And we didn't get that. And he even, Kamikaze's reason why he dropped that, because we didn't get that.
True, so I didn't even really listen to the whole Kamikaze project.
It was cool. It was cool for what it was. Like, and he did the interview with Sway, and he broke it, like, he's had bad albums, and then he'll come back with another real good album. And he just basically broke it down, like, Revival didn't get the responses, and then, so he did Kamikaze and kind of just gave everybody what they wanted, which, I don't know, like, it was just weird to see him, like, openly admit to, like, I was paying attention to social media.
Real.
You know what I'm saying? I don't respond to all y'all type shit. And that's kind of Logic Wayne, too. You know what I'm saying? He kind of the same way with shit like that. Do you fuck with Logic?
Yeah, I like Logic. Honestly, I didn't really listen to Logic like that till I moved to Peoria. The only song I really knew by Logic when I was still living in Atlanta was gang related.
Okay. Yeah, there's a lot of people who listen to Logic out of nowhere. I like early Logic. Like, yeah, last couple years I ain't really. He just dropped the project yesterday. I ain't heard it yet, but.
I didn't even know. I gotta tune in.
Yeah, what's your take on all the labels? Like, mainstream labels right now, do you think we need labels? Because labels, I don't even think they, like, really push artists anymore.
Well, I feel like if you have the income yourself, what you need a label for. And especially if you kind of know the business or you got somebody that's willing to teach you the business to navigate through the industry.
Yeah. You think anybody, would you sign?
Would I sign?
Yeah.
For the right deal and the right price, yes.
Yeah.
And I would have to actually build a relationship with the person that I'm going to be working with.
Yeah.
It's like, for example, J. Cole or even 50 Cent or anybody like that. Yeah, I would sign, but I would want to get to know you on a personal level and actually see what you have to offer me. At the end of the day, I'll be the one that'll be making money for you, and then of course I'm getting my cut, but I want to make sure that the person I'm working for is somebody I want to
be around, communicate with.
Yeah.
Cause that's even what Cole does. Cause like I be listening to his interviews, and then his when he did his festival with Tidal was there, he was interviewing. They were interviewing all his acts. And they all said, like, it was a vetting process before they could even sign, like a month, 2 months, where they would just be around, and then everyone who's already signed would get to know him and then pretty much sign off, like, oh, we fuck with him type shit. So, like, what you just said is how Cole actually moved. 50 Cent? Nah.
50 Cent, wow.
He killing Buck right now, man.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
and Jackie Long. But 50 still upload that little video where dude was telling his side of the story. I'm like, see, that's somebody I want, like, the way you doing that, maybe not want to work with you. Maybe not want to.
I think 50 just has to have an enemy. Like, to just go with on with his day. He has to be that. He ain't gonna have nobody at his funeral.
I feel like he will, because I will respect 50 Cent and just don't like him.
I don't know. I think he'll have some people. It won't be empty.
Yeah.
But it's like, at this point in his life, you know what I'm saying, he shouldn't still be just making enemies like this.
Real.
He's a legend though. Like, even outside of music, I don't know how he got a show on ABC. I don't know how these family-friendly networks still working with this guy. I don't know how he's able to just navigate.
Hey, I mean, 50 Cent is definitely. Can I cuss?
Yeah.
Okay, 50 Cent is definitely an asshole, but he's a respectable asshole, which is why I do like him. I do appreciate him. But I feel like sometimes, you know, just like anybody, any person can be over the edge just a little bit.
Yeah, he be bored.
Yeah.
I think he has too much time in the sand sometimes. This be, man, Young Buck is like going through it, like suicide watch. That's what Young Buck going through. He on live, like, and then 50 played the video of like the recording of the lady and Young. I'm like, dude, this supposed to be like, yo, the guy you had for 10, 15 years signed to you.
Real.
You know what I'm saying? Putting out legendary projects, and it's like, damn, can't have no friend. You see Lloyd Banks just chill. Lloyd Banks stay out the way.
Yeah. See, I've always liked, even though I never really listened to Lloyd Banks' music like that, when I was little, I always liked the way he was, I liked the way he moved, because he was just smooth, chill, and laid back.
Yeah. I don't know, the biggest knock on him was like they didn't know if he wanted it or not. Because to me, he the best rapper out of everybody.
Real.
And he just never, like, embraced that opportunity.
I feel like he did, but just behind the scenes.
Yeah. Like, he should have been the biggest out of the group. Like how J-Rock was pretty much the 50 Cent of TDE. And then Kendrick came, you know what I'm saying? And he just broke through, and they just let him. You know what I mean? It wasn't nobody standing in his way.
Thanks.
And it's just weird. That's how G Unit just was a little backwards with it. Did you listen to Schoolboy Q new album?
Yes.
What's your take on it? We was talking about it yesterday.
I still gotta let it marinate, because I try not to say too much about albums before I really, like, listen to it.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna have to give it a few more listens before I even speak too much on it.
Yeah, alright. I thought it was cool. You know what I mean? When we talk about albums, we preface our comments by saying first listen.
Real.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So we always go off just that first listen because it came out Friday.
Well, off the first listen, it's definitely different from all of his other projects. Like, the project that pulled me the closest to Schoolboy Q was Oxymoron.
Yeah, that's what I said. So that was the one. He said that in his interview with Charlamagne and on the Breakfast Club. I ain't like Moneyface. It wasn't trash. Like, nothing he put out trash. It just didn't, like, I don't know. I think sometimes when your first album, and you're gonna have that with Focus probably, like, it's so good, then that second one, we have so much expectations, and then it's a different album. Don't necessarily make it bad, it's just different. You kind of just like, damn, you get to have a little letdown, you know what I'm saying? Kendrick Lamar had that with To Pimp a Butterfly. To people,
I loved it.
That's his best album to me. You know what I'm saying? To me, that's like one of the greatest albums. Good Kid, Mad City would be the album I would play if Pac and Big and them guys woke up today and was like, play me something. I'd play that album.
Right.
But To Pimp a Butterfly is like one of the greatest albums of the last 20 years.
Yes. I'll say Damn is just almost neck and neck with To Pimp a Butterfly, though. And even Section 80. And honestly, one of his most, I would say in my preference, overlooked projects is Overly Dedicated.
Yeah. It's just that was the start. So people weren't hip to him, and a lot of people wanted to go back.
Real.
You know what I'm saying?
No. When I heard Kendrick Lamar, my first time hearing him was the Black Lip Bastard remix. My homie was playing it after football practice, and that's what put me on Kendrick Lamar. And then I used to have like a haircut style. People say I look like Kendrick Lamar. I don't even know who Kendrick Lamar is at this point.
Yeah.
And I listened, I'm like, yo, this dude actually dope. I went all the way to his very first project. He was like 16, 17 years old. Young head nigga in charge.
So you went back.
I went back.
That's...
If I'm gonna follow you as an artist, I have to know everything that you put out.
Yeah. That's what I did with Cole.
Mm-hmm.
Went to the come up.
Facts.
It's gone now, but I went to the come up. Then when the warm up came out, I was already in tune.
Mm-hmm.
And then when the warm up came out, I was going to school. I would memorize some of the songs, go to school and rap. People used to think it was mine. That's what I used to do for that. I used to memorize Simba all the time. But with Kendrick, damn, 'cause what you just said was interesting. Like, I don't think it's Naked Neck. I think Damn his third best album. Like, all three to me are classics. And I think we got enough time now where we can say that.
For real.
But Damn was like, it was his commercial. Because it wasn't like, it was in depth, but it wasn't. It was easier for people to listen to. It was more digestible to the average fan.
For real.
You know what I'm saying? Because Tune Butterfly was just so complex. You know what I'm saying? Even with the jazz samples, people don't know, you know what I'm saying, the essence of the jazz and the blues in the music.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So it was like, I think Damn was just that commercial classic for him to have. And his next album, I don't know where he's going.
I'm hoping that next album is that collab album with him and J. Cole.
Nah, I don't know, man.
I need that.
I'm waiting on, bro. I've been waiting on that album since, like, I'm waiting on Avatar 2, bro. Like, that shit ain't happening, bro.
Already.
I don't, and I think it's good that it doesn't happen because it's like the anticipation, like we're making it so big, they're never gonna live up to it. Pause.
Kind of like Detox.
Detox actually was done, and Dr. Dre scrapped it because he waited too long. Like, you gotta drop that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You can't have all these legendary artists in pictures saying they're working on Detox and then having people saying they heard it and it's incredible. And
Me personally, I don't feel like it's done. And I feel like he ain't gonna put it out.
what,
But,
Detox?
Yes. I feel like he's not gonna put it out. I always bad on him, but I feel like he's not going to put it out until he passes away.
I can see it. I definitely see it. Cause it's like, I mean, shit. How dated is the music on this album?
Mm-hmm.
Cause he was working on that in what, like mid 2000s. That's when he started. Cause he came 2001. I would assume he started working on that probably 2004, around there.
That's how I know it's gonna be crazy, because there's no way you can work on the project for over 15 years and it not be insane. And I feel like the only reason why somebody would hold on to a project that long is to make a major impact.
Yeah, but these little niggas don't care about that shit. They don't even know who Dr. Dre is.
That's because in this day and age, a lot of people are just trying to do it for the check versus doing it for the love.
Yeah, he don't need it's love. I agree with you. I just think, say he live another 30 years, it's like everybody who fucked with him, they may be gone. Shit,
Real.
you know what I'm saying? Then these young niggas, they gonna be in their 30s. They don't know who Dr. Dre is. They just heard about him straight out of Compton.
Facts.
So I don't know what, unless, well, Kendrick Lamar, damn, 30 years, I mean, she ain't gonna be rapping no more in 30 years.
Somebody always gonna put you on game. As long as you hang around an OG or somebody that's just a lot older than you, you gonna end up hearing them, even if you really wasn't paying attention like that. Just because of the fact you heard it, it's gonna give you an idea for something.
Yeah. I just think he should have been dropped it. Because I don't think it's gonna happen now. But Kendrick, his next album is gonna be Way Left, I think. That collab with Kim and Cole, I don't think it's gonna happen. Because it's like Cole just did, they got the Dreamville shit they gonna drop. I think Earth Gang is next with the album Mirror. Then the Dreamville, then Cole gonna drop. By the time Cole drop, Kendrick Lamar may be dropping this year or next year, his solo. Mm-hmm. So I don't know, it's like when we gonna get it, you know what I mean? It's just, I don't know. Them niggas is playing, bro. Cause everybody be saying like they heard the album or they sent the verse in for the album. Mm-hmm. It's like, I don't know. Maybe it ain't good. Like maybe they just don't gel for a full project together. It could be that. You know what I mean? They sound good on the songs they got, but it's so few that maybe that's like they just maximize what they can do together for a full project. I don't know.
One day.
Yeah, cause I don't want to hear Future and Drake. I don't want to hear them niggas ever again. They doing a whole big tape again. It's like, nah, they doing another one.
I ain't gonna lie, What a Time to Be Alive was...
That shit aged like milk, bro. If you go back and listen to that shit right now, go back and listen to Jumpman.
Honestly, I was just listening to it yesterday.
Right.
Okay.
They got a couple on there that still sound good.
Scholarships.
Yeah, Scholarships was my favorite song on there. But like Big Rings, it's just, bro, that shit trash.
It's cool.
It's just Future's done out here.
I like Live by the Gutter too.
Yeah, it was cool. I mean, when it came out, that was that shit.
Real.
But now I think we at that point now where like all the artists we grew up like fucking with, now it's that transition phase where it's like, all right, we 10 years in, you know what I'm saying? Besides Drake, you know, we're not necessarily gonna be the hottest, but we can still sell 500,000 first week type shit. What we doing next outside of music? I think that's where we at with everybody. Because everybody's not dropping as frequently as they used to. You know what I'm saying? Like Rihanna, every 5 years she gonna drop an album. You know what I'm saying? Cole, 2 years. Kendrick, 2, 3. Drake the only one that's still dropping because he insecure about that spot. You know what I'm saying? So it's a weird shit, bro. It's good to like talk music with a motherfucker that know what he talking about.
Really?
Cause I be talking to Vontae sometimes. He know what he talking about. Vontae be going left, bro. Like we was arguing about Eminem yesterday. And Chief, let me ask you this: when Drake came out, okay, remember when he came out? What was it? 08, we said. 08. Replacement Girl, all that shit with Trey Songz. And when Chief Keef came out, who had the bigger impact? When they first came out, not whole career, but just that first when they first dropped.
Chief.
Thank you. That's all he was saying. He swore that it was Drake.
It was Drake after Best I Ever Had.
Yeah.
But initially, I gotta say, I feel like almost old to young people was bumping Chief Keef. Like I remember being in the football locker room, and the people that don't even listen to rap, that don't even listen to any type of rap music, knew every lyric.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to explain.
Because that fact put me on Chief Keef was after Kanye West even jumped on that remix.
I don't like. Yep, Kanye, what was the Big Sean, all of the music pretty much at the time. Yeah, he had that, and Don't Like was already like that song before they even jumped on it, and they just co-signed it. But with Drake, like it took a little while. You know what I'm saying? For him, he had October's very own. You know what I'm saying? Which had some shit on there, but it wasn't lit yet. He was working with Trey Songz, you know what I'm saying? I think he took off when he was on Bedrock. I think that was the introduction to the masses. Wayne was on fire. And he was competing with Nicki and Tiger. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Tiger was bubbling. Nicki was Nicki. You know what I'm saying? With her run with Gucci. So that's why I'm like, he couldn't have the impact. Because we didn't even know, and people was clowning his music at the time. Because he was doing the lovey-dovey shit.
Hey, and honestly, I feel like that was a great marketing bomb. I feel like Lil Wayne told him to keep doing it because he didn't have to drop. He was going viral for memes. People didn't even know who Drake was.
He just had quotables. Yeah. All this shit. Hashtag music.
Yeah.
That's what he was doing. And then look at now. Everybody vulnerable, crying, depressed, sad. You know what I'm saying? He was one of the first ones.
That's why he changed the game.
Broke all the Geico rules.
But look, though,
everybody was fucking with it.
But now you know why Drake will live forever, because the women love him.
Yeah. Oh, his catalog is...
It's like any dude, your girl is going to at least play one Drake song.
Yeah, forever.
Yes. So it's like...
Him, Chris Brown, like, if you go back to all their music, they got at least 2-3 hours worth of shit you just play nonstop.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? In a short period of time. It ain't like 10 years literally for Drake. You know what I'm saying? That's it. And he done gave us at least 2-3 hours of music.
Oh, and Drake is actually one of my top artists as well. Like, I listen to Drake on a regular.
Yeah, so when he had to write, he don't write allegations. Did you care?
No.
You didn't care?
Because early on in his career, he was writing way crazier stuff than the songs he had people writing for him. I feel like he honestly built up his credibility where if he wants to do that, he can. Like, he has nothing else to prove to anybody.
Yeah. I think it's bothersome, though.
It can, and I mean, yeah, you tend to...
In certain conversations, like, him being the best artist, that's not that conversation. But then when he's around maybe the hip-hop heads, the Hoes, the Nas's, he can't never get in that convo now because of that.
Real?
The MC part. You know what I'm saying? I think that's got to him. Because he was saying at one point in time he was the best MC type shit. And he don't do that no more, obviously. But I think that bothered him with that.
May not be the best MC, but he's definitely one of the best artists.
Yeah, I think you could argue he top 10 already. You know what I'm saying? Even though, 10 years, you a vet, so I think he top 10 artists overall.
Real.
Yeah, what's your take on what you think he's gonna bring next for his next body of work?
Honestly, I don't even know. I mean, Drake's doing a little bit of everything right now.
Yeah, what's the hot foreign scene right now? What's the hot foreign song? You know, he did the Caribbean shit. You know, he did the little British shit. What he doing next? Think he going to Africa?
I say run it.
Yeah.
That's honestly where Lil Wayne pulled the Millie from.
Yeah. He doing dance hall. Well, he did dance hall. Yeah, he did already. What they doing in Australia? They got a vibe down there. They got a vibe down there. Drake gonna do that next. I think that's the next sound he gonna do. And then make it his. Yeah, he gonna do that shit. That A Boogie gonna do it. Hell yeah, he definitely gonna do that shit for sure. What's next for you though? Like,
what's next? Next project.
Are we getting? Hold on, cause I got a song. Are we getting any more videos from Focus?
You will be. Yes.
They already done?
I don't know. It's coming now.
Are you doing one for Quick Trip?
Quick Trip's the one that already came out.
Yeah, it did. Yeah, that was the animation one. Sure it was.
Ooh. And no cap, we a little tight on time.
Alright. Yeah, what time it is?
1:45.
Yeah. So we gonna play Hell's Gate on this episode. You already did one for Mind Control, Mary Chain Habit. Well, we got some. I think No Cake could get one. I think you could do like some party shit for that one too.
Facts.
For sure. But can you go ahead and put all your social media?
Yes. You got Instagram, Vin Chilz, VINCHILZ. Snapchat, Vin Chilz. Facebook, Vin Chilz. Twitter, Rap Assassin _ MySpace, Vin Chilz.
MySpace.
Everything Vin Chilz. Get with me. If you find one, you find them all.
And all the music on all streaming platforms.
Yes. SoundCloud, YouTube, Audio Mac, Tidal, I always say iTunes, Shazam. Wherever you want it, you can get it.
Yeah,
I don't have it on Pandora yet, but anywhere else, it's there.
Yeah, Pandora be a good look, that Piff.
Live mixtapes. Spin River, everything.
And that focuses on all those?
Focus,
Or is
just
that
on
just
all the
on the
major.
major? Okay.
I got Diamond and Rough, very first project on that Piff, and then Grind State of Mind on Spin River.
Okay. Well, definitely appreciate you coming through. A lot of music knowledge. I like to talk hip hop, you know what I'm saying? Definitely fuck with you. Hey, when Cojack's Corner come up, you gotta come through for that too. I know we talked about that when I was doing that. We waiting on the basement to get finished. My dad doing shit down there.
It's all good.
So once we get that up, I'm gonna have you slide for that as well.
Yes, sir.
But Cojack _ follow up on all social media. Follow up content on all social media as well. Make sure you rate, subscribe, and review the podcast. And we about to play Hell's Gate from Vin Chilz. And we out. God bless.
Struggle to survive in this crooked world. Media poisons all boys and girls. Pray for Ferguson, let the violence end. It's hell on earth, where should I begin? All starts at the theater, talking about a purge. That killing is absurd. What is going on, America? Call this shit hysteria. Each year past, the world gets scarier. Even in the news, don't get the full scoop. Get half of everything, we don't get the full truth. They lying to the youth, I'm crying in the booth. Drives me insane, our world is insane. Life coming in every second of the day. We all pass away, we should all grab a plate. We feasting on each other like a buffet. We feasting on each other like a buffet. Pray for the best.